do. We saw what you did with Calcutta when you did Kahani. And now you've shot it in beautiful Kalimpong. The film has, an amazing moody setting. So what was it about Kalimpong that helped you, take the story forward? It's very important to know that. Why did you choose that?
So when you read the book, it's kind of set in a small hamlet of Tokyo. So I needed that. I needed a small place which is very academic, where there's this man teaching maths to a high school, and where a mother is trying to, restart her life. So it all fell into place in Kalimpong, where you could create a world like that, and in comes another man looking for another man. So too many men, one woman. And Kalimpong gives me that mystery, that little hilly, the fog, and I think that's very important to have in the kind of thriller that we are trying to set in Jaane Jaan. And I knew that terrain. I know that terrain very well. It's hometown. So it also.
You loved it, and you shot the entire film in.
Yeah.
From start to finish in one location.
Yes.
That brings me to another question. Akshay, maybe I should ask you the question. Sometimes you just know when a film is, sprinkled with fairy dust. You know that magic is happening on the set and everything is going to be aligned just so, and it's going to be a wonderful film. At what point, I'm going to be a little forward and say, at what point did you know that you had magic happening on the sets? I know for a fact because it's a wonderful film.
I think on day one only when we started, the thing with Sujoy is that once the film starts, there's no worry left for the producer. It's all his problem. He takes it forward completely.
Okay.
So on day one, I think we knew that this is going to go the way it is planned. And Sujoy knows Kalimpong. We were going for the recce to Kalimpong actually. We had said we'd go for 7 days. And the recce got over in like 6 hours. Because everything was planned in his head. I'm going to shoot this here, I'm going to shoot this there, I'm going to shoot that.
Amazing.
It was all planned actually before the recce.
Okay, so dream team vibes.
Yeah, completely.
Okay, Kareena, I want to ask you a question which I'm sure everyone's going to jump and ask you. Okay, you are the queen of spontaneity. Okay, everyone's seen you. You bring your first foot forward is of that of being a spontaneous actor. Whereas you're working now with these two actors who are, FTI. They know each other. They work. All of that. How did the chemistry, how did it work out between you? Who intimidated who is what I want to know.
They intimidated me because they were so prepared that I was like, and anyway, I had gone with the thought. Seth had already told me, he's like, listen, this is not कि तुम band से makeup लगा के set पे जाके dialogue बोलो. He's like, please stop this attitude because you are working with Jaydeep and Vijay Verma. Be prepared. They are going to be improvising and doing everything. And I was like, yeah. So he was like, you better be on your toes because ये नहीं है कि it's like a picnic. So he had warned me. So I was like, anyway, I have to be a little more like, just like a student when you go to the class, you have to constantly be alert. He's like, stop being that backbencher and now आगे थोड़ा कुछ करो. I said, yeah, I have to. So I was like constantly watching them that it was, because I know that Jaydeep is always so prepared and composed. Obviously that was his character. Vijay, I realized, is a bit like me in the sense he's laughing and everything on the set and whatever, but his every take is different from the other. But it's also very thought of. I can tell that he's thought of everything, that the way he's going to say it, what's going to happen. So I think just being in that environment, I was also on my toes, and I'm so happy that I was, because I think an actor should constantly be threatened by other actors on set. Otherwise, it's just going to be, So it's nice to have that slight alertness around, okay, whatever, what's happening, I should also be prepared. Is he going to give me a look? Is he going to be, what's going to happen slightly different? So I think the whole process was, but we all three were really prepared, I think. मेरे बारे में भी कुछ अच्छा बोलो, सब आपके बारे में अच्छा बोल रहे हैं. हाँ?
It was lovely.
FT आया है and all, तो then I am like, मेरे बारे में भी बोलो यार.
FT आया है ना फिल्म इंडस्ट्री की.
आप इतनी तैयारी करके आ जाओ सेट पे. जब आप करीना कपूर के सामने खड़े होते हो, जब आपको उनकी आंखों में देख के लाइन बोलनी पड़ती है ना, तो कैमरा भी हिलता है आदमी छोड़ दो आप, बड़े बड़े लोगों को हिलते देखा है मैंने.
So I'm just very happy that I was.
I want to thank Saif Ali Khan.
Guys,
Because अगर वो नहीं होते तो इनको पता भी नहीं होता ये कौन है ये लड़के
Thanks,
watching
sir.
everything.
I can imagine this conversation.
Yeah, I was like terrified. I'm like, oh my god, what's going to happen?
Okay, there are many questions that are going to come to you from everyone present here. But before I leave the room open for everyone's questions, Monica, one final question to you. Don't look so surprised. I just want to know, but it's something everyone wants to know. What is it about the script that pulls you in and makes you want to greenlight it? How do you put your finger on it and say, okay, this is the one we want to go with?
I think it's the easiest and the most difficult question that can be asked, because really when an idea comes, a pitch comes, when producers bring it or creators bring it or a talent wants to star in a story, I think we have to think of that story by itself, and we have to think of what we can do with it on Netflix. Like, how can Netflix serve that story and take it to everyone across the world at the same time in so many different countries and cultures? What is that absolute appeal of that story to your own audience in that country? And then beyond that, what is the universality of that story? What are the emotions it taps into? So I think selecting stories is a function of, like I said, the story itself, what we can bring to it as Netflix as the strongest global sort of distribution platform, the creative streaming platform, and what can it really do for the audiences here and everywhere else. So I think all of that is playing across in our minds as a team. We see the vision of the creator, like what is Sujoy thinking, what do Jay and Akshay want to do, what kind of story do they want to tell, and then who's the talent that should be upfronting the story. So I think it's always a very amazing mix of everything, and like you rightly said, you tell many stories, and then there are some where you just know, you know when you know that magic has happened, that's something that you were trying to put together, like it's got its own energy and it's moving in a direction. So I think that feeling is very special, and I think Jaane Jaan is that feeling. It is that emotion. So I mean, that's the process of.
Amazing. I'm going to stop